Hi everyone, my name is Alvito Lodi. I'm one of the member of presenter on peer interaction and relationship. Now I want to focus on the peer group and peer interaction. Children's peer groups have over the basis for studying development for a long while. Generally speaking, a peer is another child of the same or similar age to a child, often within a year or so of his or her own age, and the peer group refers to children other than the child's family members. It means that the earliest social interaction and relationships which the child established with her family members and the factors which can influence this early social development. As the as the child grows older, the environments that she enters into and learns from expand to outside of the home, and the number and types of people within the environments also grow. The way that children socialize within such groups is distinct from a parental socialization, and once a peer group is formed, children within it may develop their own norms, ideas, and identities. In fact, the influence of the peer group on development has been suggested to be of utmost importance, over and above that of parental socialization by various renowned psychologists. Okay, now we're going to the first stage of peer group and interaction. The first stage is infancy. Even though when we think about the peer group, many of us tend to create a picture of friendship groups in school. In reality, infants already seems to take an interest in peers of their own age by the end of the first year in life. As early as 6 months of age, two babies when faced with each other may stare and make noises at and even reach for the other. To explore the other's body, hair or clothing, and such behaviors become more evident towards the end of the first years. Infants this young still prefer to explore and interact with objects and will display this interest in human others, often only when no toy objects are around. It is not until well into the second year that infants are seen in more frequent and elaborate interaction, in which longer sequence of initiating and responding behaviors ensue. Even young infants are already interested in their peers, but this interest in transcend and they more interest in objects at this stage. Alright, now let's talk about the second stage. It is early childhood or preschool age exactly. Commonly toddlers usually play with toys alongside each other rather than in a coordinated way that involves mutual imitation or continuous reciprocation. Then now, I want to let you know about children's behaviors in preschool categories includes their description. And the first four category is unoccupied. Unoccupied. Child not being involved in any activity. And the second category is onlooker. Child watching others but not joining. And the third is solitary. Child playing one ways from others. And the fourth is parallel. Child playing alongside others with the same objects or in a similar activity as others without interacting with others. Child interacting. The five is associative, with others while participating in the same activity. And for the last part is cooperative. Child interacting with others in well-coordinated complementary ways that may improve sharing with and supporting each other. In sum, during the preschool years, children show an increase in tendency to participate in joint activities, and with that the size of the peer groups start to increase. They still spend a great deal of time in parallel activities, but this appears to be able to serve the function of allowing children to learn about and easing them into a peer group's ethic and activity if it is first coupled with observing the peers. Here we come to the third stage, middle childhood or school age. Junior school years, boys are already far more likely to be observed to play in larger groups at team sports such as football, while girls from smaller class need units or that engage in more organized or traditional activities such as skipping as we observe in. Then Lloyd and Duvin said in his book, Development of Self-Concept and Gender Identity. In school age, peers provide some of the strongest socializing agents of genders, behaviors, and stereotypes as they readily recognize the gender appropriateness of activities and may even criticize each other for what is commonly seen as gender inappropriate behaviors. Not surprisingly, then, over time in school, children are more and more likely to associate with same-sex others in increasingly gender stereotypical activities, with boys showing more competitiveness and girls striving for more collaboration and agreeableness generally. Now I'm going to talk about the last stage of the peer group and peer interaction. It is adolescence. Adolescence is the time when the peer group exerts arguably the greatest influence on the teenager. Indeed, by mid-adolescence, most teenagers spend more time with peers than with any other set of social agents. Through the journey from infancy to adolescence, the peer group evolves in obvious ways, and the key nature and function of interaction within it transform progressively. They go from the kids of exchange that parents have a key part on orchestrating in the early years, as they arrange visits to other homes and nurseries, towards greater and greater autonomy on the part of the children as their social skills, choices and experience expand and adult supervision and guidance decline. Nevertheless, it can be said the peer group has the key function of helping to bring the young person from being dependent on the family to being more independent. Finally, children should pass 5 stages of peer group and peer interaction to social skills, choice, and experience expand and adult. Supervision and guidance decline to bring the young person from being dependent on the family to being more independent. That's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.